So we finally have some development on the forthcoming Halo series, which, believe it or not, is actually coming, and it's formulating some sort of release plan. Otto Bathurst, hey, I said that right. Yeah, there's a first time for everything, I guess, right? He's been tapped to direct and oversee the show. Now, honestly, this is rather interesting, but I think some of you will know what he's done, and some of you might not, but we'll talk about what this means. So ever since the beginning, Halo has been something of a weird, I guess, misstep after misstep when it came to Hollywood. You know, it's had Steven Spielberg's studio attached to it for a while. Spielberg kind of being attached to it means it's bound to happen at some point, you would believe, right? Kind of like going down the road, though, you see problem after problem. Neil Blomkamp, perfect choice. That didn't end up happening as a movie. Various other attempts and, you know, things were in development. They all fall apart. But right now, with a brand new guy who recently directed Robin Hood, make of that what you will, and also directed some important stuff and behind-the-scenes stuff for Black Mirror, has been tapped to direct the upcoming Halo show. Now, instead of 10 episodes like originally planned, they're, I guess, downsizing, but not really, to 9 episodes. This really isn't much of a shock. This happens more frequently than, you know, you'll be led to believe. Essentially, sometimes it's better to kind of stick to what you think is going to have a tighter script in a show than a long form, we have to do 10 episodes and then one episode is more padded. Or sometimes it's done actually for budgetary reasons. Let's say they have hypothetically $100 million, which I would assume Halo, so that really wouldn't surprise me if it's somewhere in a huge ballpark of a high budget like that. You know, 10 million an episode, okay, that's a lot, but then if you downsize and you use that same amount to kind of fix some of the effects or do a little bit more behind the scenes and maybe spend that extra 10 million instead of on each episode, spread it throughout each episode and do a little bit more, you kind of start to understand what's happening, right? Like Game of Thrones, for example, keeps the same budget and goes higher and higher every season, but they shrink the episode cost, but the episodes get better and better. So it's nothing necessarily to get worried about. The worry factor does come in, you know, with the track history of this, from a movie to a different TV show to various other failed attempts. So who really knows what's happening and who really knows how they're even going to frame this show? You know, the Halo mythology is so complex that you can't make the show just for the hardcore fans, because that's not really going to be, you know, the selling point. You have to sell to a wider audience. So Showtime having this type of investment into it kind of makes me wonder, you know, what their exact approach is going to be. But at least it's moving forward, and it looks like, according to all reports, production is going to start right at the end of this year, which means we should be hearing some sort of stuff rather soon. It would not surprise me at all if some sort of official announcement or maybe even a release date, teaser poster or something is released during Microsoft's E3. I know that's a weird place to do it, but where else are you going to sell Halo, right? I mean, there's another Halo game coming. You pair this up, you're going to get tons of headlines, and realistically, it's a better outlet to do it than somewhere like San Diego Comic-Con, where it's a mixed crowd. It's a Microsoft crowd in a Microsoft theater waiting for more Microsoft properties. It just kind of makes sense. I just hope this actually finally materializes. I would like to see it, but track history's not too good. So I guess I'll believe it when the cameras start rolling. You guys let me know how you feel about it.